Hi, and welcome to In the Air. Today I'm in Las Vegas, flying back to Dallas on Spirit Airlines. This is the last video in our Flying on a Budget series. Let's see how they do. Opened in 1948, McCarran International Airport is named after the late U.S. Senator Pat McCarran. He helped obtain federal funding in order for the city to purchase the airfield and build the terminal. Spirit uses the B gates in Terminal 1 at this airport. There are two terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 3. Wait, why did we skip Terminal 2? The check-in area is large and open, and evidently, in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon, not very busy. I checked in using Spirit self-check kiosks. They're easy to use, but I did have to hang tight a while. Immediately past security, it feels like I'm back in the casinos. Well, not quite, but they do have some slot machines in this space. There is ongoing construction in this part of Terminal 1 as well. There were some nice plane spotting moments. Allegiant calls Vegas their home, so there are a lot of their Airbus A320 series aircraft to spot. Here's a Southwest 737 painted in their Canyon Blue livery, which was used from 2001 to 2014, and their newest livery simply named Heart. It is definitely a sharp look. And here's today's ride, a 13.5-year-old Airbus A319. Today's flight departed from gate B23, which is at the end of the B gates. To me, it felt a bit on the cramped side. It's an incredibly busy area, there are a lot of flights coming and going, and simply not enough seating for the amount of passengers waiting for their flights. I get that it's Las Vegas, but I might suggest getting rid of the slot machines in lieu of more seating options for the passengers. Alright, I've made it to my gate. My plane's here, as you can see, and I'm ready to go. Spirit boards in 4 zones. Luckily today I was in Zone 1. This will be my first time flying with Spirit, so I'm excited to get on board. Who am I kidding? I'm always excited to get on board an airplane. Spirit has what they call their big front seat in the first few rows. More on that in a little bit. The big front seat is laid out in a 2-2 configuration and the main cabin in a standard 3-3 configuration. The overhead bins are sufficiently sized, but I prefer the space bins on the 737s. They have more space and are more sleek in design. Spirit uses the same seat manufacturer Frontier does. I'm still not a fan of these seats. The overhead controls are a long reach for the passenger at the window, and I always try to get a window seat. The tray table is only big enough for a small snack and a beverage, and at 28 inches of pitch, the legroom is not great in this seat. My backpack is a little longer than normal, but having nearly zero space for my feet is not entirely acceptable. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please give a like below, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe and ring the bell. When you do, you'll get notified when we post a new video to the channel. Alright, back to the big front seat product. Spirit provides a seat pitch of 36 inches, and while this is significantly better than the 28 inches I currently have, it's nowhere near the amount of legroom as a first-class seat with a bigger carrier provides. The cost of this upgrade is usually between $40 and $50, and is literally just for the seat. It does not include free snacks or beverages. Taking off headed west using runway 26R made for some awesome views. First of the other runways at this airport, and then the Vegas Strip. Enjoy the views. What a fun takeoff. You can even see the new stadium for the Raiders that is currently under construction. Side note, I'm a big sports fan and I still feel pretty bad for the city of Oakland losing the Raiders once again. There were some storms in the area, so for the most part, this flight was a bit on the bumpy side, but I was too busy enjoying the beautiful views of the Grand Canyon. 2019 marks the 100th birthday of the Grand Canyon becoming a national park. In its first year, 44,000 people visited the park, and today, over 6 million people visit annually. I was able to sneak in a couple of minutes with the seatbelt sign off to check out the restroom. Everything was in working order and clean enough. Just as with comparable aircraft, these are not terribly large restrooms. Service had begun while I was catching that last clip for you. I passed on paying for a snack on this flight. However, I did purchase this Lagunitas 12th of Never Ale. It was sufficiently hoppy for my taste, and I'd gladly order it again. As I mentioned earlier, there were intermittent storms throughout the flight. One minute it was clear, and another I'd have awesome clouds like these to capture. I really enjoyed the views approaching DFW this night. I think it's awesome to catch the cities below through the clouds. So, how did Spirit do? All in all, it was a decent flight. I don't much care for their seats. A, they aren't terribly attractive to look at, and if you're not fortunate enough to have a window seat to have something else to look at, the interior of the plane is all you've got. So, it's kind of a big deal to me. B, they aren't very comfortable. And C, the legroom was a bit on the cramped side, and I'm not tall at all. I enjoyed the beer from Lagunitas, and the aircraft itself was clean enough. This flight cost $101. 30 of that was for a carry-on bag, and in order to choose my seat, we had to pay an additional $15, for a total base fare of $56. That's really pretty dang good. This wraps up the flights for the Flying on a Budget series. Next week, I'll be posting a special video to announce the final results. Who is the best low-budget carrier in America? Alright, I've made it back to Dallas. Really, it was a pretty good flight. We have a lot of trips coming up soon this summer, so I hope to see you again soon in the air.